Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right, let's look at the satellite radar picture tonight. A lot of cloud cover on this Monday. We've actually had a little bit of rain showing up, a few sprinkles possible, with the best chance of rain coming in overnight and early into our Tuesday. We're actually looking at some of that rain over Iowa. It's going to get in here overnight tonight. So we're watching that carefully because the temperatures are going to be really close to that freezing mark in some areas. The best chance for maybe a little bit of freezing rain or a snowflake will be across our northern counties early tomorrow morning. Watseka, maybe over to Pontiac. We're going to be really close with those temperatures. As we go throughout this evening, though, we'll say just mostly cloudy skies with temperatures getting close to that freezing point. We'll take a closer look at that precipitation for tomorrow and how things really warm up later this week. That's coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
A former Boy Scout leader is facing child pornography charges. What he pleaded in court today.
We love their kids just as much as we love our own.
4 people were killed after leaving a high school football game. How one of the schools involved is reaching out to the other to show its support.
After more than a week off, the Illini are back at the State Farm Center tonight.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
I'm going to miss her. I'm going to really miss her.
4 people were killed in a crash Saturday night. People across central Illinois are mourning their deaths. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. This happened on Route 185 near Coffeen. A truck crossed into the oncoming lane and hit a car head-on. A couple from Sullivan and 2 teenagers died. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is with us now. And Jamie, you went to Sullivan to talk with the people who knew them, so what did they say?
Everyone said family was always a priority for this couple. They would often make trips to see them, but this time things would end tragically. Jackie Protz and her husband Bill Protz were driving home from a Vandalia football game. 2 14-year-olds were in the car. Their granddaughter Jenna Protz and her friend Holly Leidy, a 17-year-old, crossed the center line and hit them head-on. The loss at the high school is being felt at many levels. Jenna and Holly were freshmen there. Jenna's father is the principal, and his parents were Jackie and Bill. People who knew them say it wasn't unusual for them to make a trip like this.
If one of her grandchildren had either a sporting event, a beauty event, or anything going on, she would travel however far it took to get there, to be there with them, to support them.
The 17-year-old driver that hit them was airlifted to the hospital. We're waiting on an update on his condition. State police are investigating the accident. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
It's all just so shocking. All right, thank you. Now, one community in central Illinois is doing much more than thinking about their opponents on the field.
Yeah, the family hit in the crash was headed back from that playoff game against Williamsville. Now, Williamsville is acting as a shoulder for the Vandalia community to lean on. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin is live in our Capitol newsroom tonight. Gabrielle, what is that district doing to help their competitor?
Well, Paul, the district is asking everyone to trade in their school colors in support for Vandalia as they work through a huge loss for their community.
Texted with their coach yesterday and just said we're praying for them, and our hearts are broken for them.
Williamsville's celebration following their playoff win against Vandalia was cut short after they heard the news of the tragic accident that took the lives of 4 Vandalia community members.
No, that's never anything that administrators want to hear about a tragic accident, whether it's your own community or a neighboring community or a community that you just competed against on the football field.
Williamsville didn't just sit by idly. District leaders sprang into action.
Together and accepting donations from our community and our public and our students and our staff. Over this week, our gate receipts from our athletic activities, we're donating those to the foundation at Vandalia, and we're also donating our IHSA football playoff profits from Williamsville, from the IHSA to the Vandalia community to help support that.
Tuesday, the village that normally bleeds purple and gold will be decked in red and black, proving football as family is more than just a saying.
You know, you want to win, but at the end of the day, we're all here for kids, and in the end of the day, you know, you really realize what's important, and that's people being healthy and safe. And but yeah, we're here to do whatever we can to just give them a little bit of help and peace and help them out.
Now, on top of the donations, Williamsville players plan to sport red and black stickers on their helmets for the rest of their playoff games until their season ends. Paul?
That's certainly a nice gesture, Gabrielle. Thanks. Now, the Williamsville-Sherman District is donating all the money collected from the gates of athletic events this week to help that family. There will also be collection boxes where people can donate additional money at the events. If you want to help, the superintendent says you can drop your donations off at the school district office, and they will give them to Vandalia's School Foundation. Grief counselors are supporting students in Clinton today after a 10-year-old girl died. Rosie Osario was found unresponsive in a home on East Macon Street Friday. The DeWitt County coroner pronounced her dead an hour later. The coroner could not tell us the cause of her death, but says there was no sign of foul play. District leaders say their hearts are heavy with grief. Here's an update now. A former Boy Scout leader pleaded not guilty to trafficking child pornography.
79-year-old Milton Forsberg of Champaign was arrested in October. Investigators say this all started with a cyber tip that suspected him of having explicit photos online. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live in Urbana at the federal courthouse. Courtney, so is he still involved with the Boy Scouts?
Yeah, Jennifer, actually his troop disbanded in the 1990s, but that wasn't the end of his contact with them. Forsberg was part of an amateur radio community, and he still, after his troop disbanded, hosted forum or seminars where scouts could participate and earn badges. Now, police started looking into him when they got a tip in February. Later in September, the Boy Scouts of America National Council told police Forsberg had abused someone in 1965. The next day, police searched his house. They found sexually explicit photos of boys at the foot of his bed. Investigators say Forsberg tried to hide those photos with his cane. When police asked about one of those photos, he said he printed them because he thought it was funny. But police also found search history linked to child porn on his computer. I also reached out to his attorney, Steve Beckett, today. He said he would not be giving a comment. Reporting live in Urbana, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Courtney, thank you. Now an update on a deadly shooting from earlier this year. A man accused of killing a teenager at a Decatur Long John Silver's was supposed to go to trial today, but it's been postponed. Matthew Anderson Jr. is accused of shooting and killing 18-year-old Curtis Harrison. That happened January 4th. Anderson pleaded not guilty. Instead of going to a jury trial, they will instead go back to pre-trial preparations. No word on why this was all postponed. They'll be back in court December 2nd. The final months leading up to Senate President John Cullerton's retirement announcement were full of behind-the-scenes drama.
Our Target 3 investigation uncovered gag orders, risky investments, lost money, and infighting over compensation disputes. And that's not all. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live in Springfield. Mark, you started all this by following the money.
Paul, good evening. We dug in first to the loot, the campaign cash of Senate President John Cullerton. From there, our investigation expanded into his work as a paid lobbyist, he'd say lawyer, and also into his leadership of the caucus, as 3 of its members are under federal investigation. But first to the campaign cash. As we started combing through all those documents, there were 4 major funds that the Senate President would use to help elect Democrats to the Senate. Those records are in rough shape at the State Board of Elections, littered with errors and mistakes. So many errors, in fact, that many senators were wondering if someone may have been embezzling funds. Turns out we tracked down those payments and uncovered a dispute over unpaid bonus money was behind that portion of it. Now a gag order is in place to muzzle that disgruntled aide after she paid herself tens of thousands of dollars in bonus money. And in the process, we found another nugget. Senate President Cullerton has $100,000 in campaign cash stashed away in a CD. He told me that he could legally take that money for himself due to an old campaign finance rule from 20 years ago.
If you look at what their fund balance was on June 30th, 1998, that's what they can take for their own personal use. As long as he declares it, you have to declare it, and we have certain language that they use when they report that on their reports.
That number, that amount for Senate President John Cullerton, just more than $107,000. And today, according to reports filed at the State Board of Elections, Cullerton has just shy of that amount, about $102,000, socked away in a certificate of deposit at the Belmont Bank and Trust in Chicago. Now, the people who run that bank, and this is where it gets interesting, it all starts to tie together here, they are business partners with Cullerton through a joint venture at a tavern on Chicago's North Side, and loans issued by that Belmont Bank have come under the scrutiny of the FBI in their corruption probe. Now, it's perfectly legal for Senate President Cullerton to hold that money and save it away for himself to use, but where he chose to hold that money has come under the federal microscope recently. He says the feds have absolutely not contacted him about it, and he's confident that he's followed the law. We'll have much more on this Target 3 investigation and what it means for the fight to replace Senate President Cullerton tonight at 10.
All right, Mark, we'll certainly look forward to that report at 10 o'clock. Thanks.
The Illini rugby team is headed to nationals. What might surprise you about the squad that qualified?
Also tonight.
We just got to stay together through our adversity and, keep having fun.
The Illini are coming off their first loss of the season. Why they're confident they'll bounce back tonight against Hawaii.
And as we look outside on this Monday night, that's the Roofing Dog on at Bratcher weather camera. And we recap today where we didn't see a whole lot of fluctuation in the temperature. 37 and 41. That's it. Got a little bit of rain to move in tonight. We'll look at that. How temperatures may near 60. And we'll talk about a big roller coaster ride in the temperatures coming up.